Good old Nederland. The Netherlands is a literal translation which means the lower countries, as about half of it is 1 meter below sea level. The western region of modern-day Netherlands is particularly low-lying and is made up of soft peat and clay. So the Netherlands was basically a swamp. Farmers took advantage of these fertile soils and began draining them by digging simple ditches and dikes, which are wall-like barriers that blockade the sea from coming inwards. This allowed them to create land for agricultural farming as early as the 13th century. However, simple drainage ditches made the soil unstable and vulnerable to floods. In 1953, a furious flood ripped through the Dutch sea defenses and flooded the country in what is known as the Watersnoodramp, or the North Sea Flood, which claimed 1,836 lives. The Dutch then beefed up their defenses and built more sophisticated dikes, complex locks, and sluice gates or floodgates. In doing so, they reduced their coastline from 1,600 kilometers to 800 kilometers over the course of 50 years. That's pretty badass. In addition, large areas of land in the mouth of the delta was reclaimed from the sea and surrounded by dikes. These islands are known as polders, of which the 12th Dutch province, Flevoland, is a good example. Just to paint a picture of how amazing this feat is, just look at this map. Utrecht was once a port and Amsterdam used to be in the sea. In the sea, guys! Although God created the world, the Dutch created the Netherlands.
Nowadays, these systems provide defense from the open sea. Dikes and dams make sure that all the sea inlets to the dry land are closed, so that water cannot flow into the land. The Delta Works, for example, are a series of construction projects that aim to protect the southwest of the Netherlands. The Oosterscheldekering, indicated by the red arrow, is the largest among the Delta Works. It protected the areas of Rotterdam and Dordrecht from Cyclone Xavier in 2013. This time, even though the sea level is raised by 4 meters, only half a meter lower than the sea level in the furious flood of 1953, the country experienced only minor flooding. Furthermore, a complicated system of canals, drainage ditches, and pumping stations prevents rivers from flooding the lowline. Sea surges are, however, not the only issue related to Dutch weather. The average annual wind speed in such areas as Amsterdam and Utrecht is about 20 km per hour, and it can easily reach up to 45 km per hour. Wind is strong can whip up waves about 2.5 meters high. I mean, just look at the strength of Mother Nature. Nevertheless, the Dutch were able to take advantage of the wind. Nowadays, more than 2,000 wind turbines are installed throughout the country, and wind generator power amounts to about 20% of the yearly energetic need of the whole country.
Now that we've explained a little bit about adaptation to Dutch climate, let's talk about everyone's favorite topic, the weather. Dutch climate is mostly influenced by the North Sea and Atlantic Ocean. As a result, the climate is described as cool, cloudy, and humid most of the time. Sounds familiar, right? It also doesn't rain a lot at once, but it rains often, an average of 182 days out of the year. Wat een weertje. Fun fact time! Did you know that the Netherlands has a ton of words to describe rain? Some of these words are...
On a given day with so-called neerslag, there could be motregen, a few druppels or spatjes, a boutje, a wolkbroek, a stortbuil, stromende or streamende regen, slaagregen, or noodweer. It could be dralerig, wisselvallig, miserin, zeiking, gietien, hosing, cleansing, raining pijpenstelen, coming with bakken out of the air, or a true zonvloed.
Beestenweer en baggerweer en hondenweer. Pokkenweer, takkenweer, tyfusweer, teringweer, klerenweer, klotenweer, klutweer, flutweer, rukweer, rotweer, pisweer, pleurisweer, poepweer.
And the list goes on. Despite the rain, life goes on. It has to, and the Dutch power through because, as they put it, jy bent niet van zeker. Because the Netherlands is pretty much as flat as an ironing board, it experiences essentially the same climate throughout. In winter, daily temperatures average between 0 and 6 degrees Celsius. The Atlantic currents bring warmer but also windy and rainy weather, while the Eastern European currents make the Netherlands freaking cold. But hey, at least the Dutch see the silver lining and take this opportunity to go schaatsen over the frozen canals, or to do weird things too. After months of sadness, grayness, and rain, the sun finally comes out during the warmer spring and summer months from June to September. These are cherished times for the Dutch, who take the opportunity to have barbecues, go to the beach, and tan a bit, and sometimes burn. The Netherlands becomes such a beautiful place during summer, omdat na de regen komt zonneschijn.
Nevertheless, with a low average of 2 hours of sun per day in the colder months and a high of 7 in the warmer months, there's still very little sunny days in the Netherlands. How do Dutch people cope with it? It is of common knowledge that weather has a discrete impact on people's mood and productivity. In a study from 2008, it was found that people who react to change in temperatures are usually people characterized by a generally more negative mood. People with a stable mood easily adapt to unexpected weather. However, for people who tend to be negative, higher temperatures brighten their mood, whereas things like a strong wind or lower temperatures drag them down. Furthermore, these subjects can experience seasonal affective disorder, SAD, a disorder in which the feelings of major sadness are linked to a particular season. As most of you might think, that is experienced during fall and winter months. There's, however, a minority that experiences SAD during spring and summer. The question now is, does this apply to Dutch people? Het antwoord is nee. A study from 2011, done on 415 Dutch teenagers, found that half of them weren't really impacted by changes in the weather, and actually, there's almost twice as many people that hate summer rather than love it. Furthermore, in a study from 2012, it was found that, compared to good weather conditions, bad weather conditions would make people more productive at work. And this actually makes sense. On a good weather day, people are more likely to be distracted by thinking at their outside options, whereas on a bad weather day, people are cognitively less distracted. Could then the weather have contributed to the high productivity of the Netherlands? We asked some of the smartest students in the Netherlands, UCU students, what they thought about this.
What's your favorite and least favorite part about Dutch weather?
I think my favorite part about Dutch weather is that the contrast is super big. So when the sun shines, even if it's a little bit, it's already so nice and everyone's super happy. And when there's like snow or something, everyone goes outside and does everything.
Especially when it's snowy and sunny. And then least favorite is just the wetness and the rain, or like the really wet snow, which is all dirty and gray and
The favorite would probably be the sky. I don't know, like it's kind of weird, but I love the skies sometimes, like the clouds, so pretty. What I hate is the windiness.
Do you think that the Dutch weather affects your daily life?
Definitely. I wanted to do groceries yesterday, but then I saw the weather was like -2 and I was like, I'll go tomorrow.
I postponed groceries too many times. That's a real issue.
My daily life. In quite a big way, the sun is shining, you automatically wake up so much, or at least I wake up so much happier. And if it's raining, like, I'll continue sleeping.
Yeah, definitely. When I used to live on campus, going somewhere, going to an event on campus wasn't really a big deal. But now I do take into account the weather a bit more. If it's raining or if it's just really cold or windy outside, I'm more inclined to just stay home.
And do you think that weather, like in general, affects productivity in the Netherlands? Like in terms of like work ethic and drive, and
Yeah.
how much you can get done as a nation, what you've achieved, etc.
Yeah, I guess maybe it's good, because when it's so rainy, it's rainy a lot, and you just want to be inside, which is good for certain kind of jobs.
I think maybe yes, because whenever the weather's good, I really like being outside and really enjoy my free time way more than my work time. Whereas when weather is really bad, you're not gonna do anything with bad weather, so you're just gonna stay inside and be really productive.
No, I don't think so. I think a lot of Dutch people just power through no matter what the weather is. I appreciate that.
Do you think that Dutch weather affects you psychologically?
Definitely. I think that a lot of Dutch people have a winter dip and everyone's like a little bit gloomy, and as soon as the first like ray of sunshine comes in, everyone cheers up and like lives up and gets radiant and everyone's happier.
Yes. Right now I'm feeling pretty happy because it's so sunny outside, as you can see.
Indeed it is.
And then when it's gray and rainy and windy, I just get really cranky.
Yeah, definitely. If it's rainy and if the weather's just shitty outside, then it always just sucks. Makes the day a little bit less enjoyable, I'd say.
Now we know a little more about how the Dutch cope with their climate and weather in today's time. But what about the future? Climate change and global warming is placing increasing stress on the Netherlands. The biggest impact is, of course, rising sea levels. If nothing is done about this, then the Netherlands would have to be forced to build wider dikes and construct houses on poles. However, the Netherlands has taken great strides to become a greener country by promoting electric car usage, introducing low emission zones, cycling, and using renewable energy resources such as the mighty Dutch wind. The innovative water engineering in the Netherlands have made it a leading country in this industry, and much of the world has turned to the Netherlands to help us adapt to rising sea levels. To wrap up, it's clear the Dutch have faced and overcome significant challenges relating to climate in their past and have learned from them. As for the weather, the Dutch are still a productive nation overall, and reports and interviews suggest that mood disorders differ from person to person. Overall, the way weather and climate influence the Dutch, be it on an individual or national scale, have taught them to adapt, engineer, and persevere, qualities which certainly gives them an upper hand regarding the future of climate.